shaken, and you just know before they get off that rake, they're going to fall flat on their face or on their back. They're going to fall, aren't they? You just know that they are. We can see it all over them, and so you just kind of stay away, because especially if you're just kind of so with it, you don't want them to fall in front of you and then you go flying over them like oops, speed bump kind of thing, right? And there's a struggle with understanding. Why is it that the one person does it so well and the other person does not? Is it ability? Is it just because the one has the ability to skate and the other does not, and that's why that person can't? Or is it because the one completely believes that they can? Is it confidence? Is it assurance? I just know that I can, and then I'm going to go out and do this. And the other is feeling so insecure, and that's why they fall over, because they feel like they can't. Which is it? Is it the ability, or is it the optimism? Or lack of that. In fact, there's been all kinds of books and studies that try to figure out, as far as achieving things, does it have to do with raw, natural ability, or does it have to do with a mindset? And we can see that it includes both of those, because if we follow sports, we know that sometimes these baseball, and I don't know if you ever hit a ball in a 90-mile-an-hour batting cage? Anybody ever tried that before? I tried that once in my life, okay? And literally what happens in that cage, because you think you're okay because you did the 60, so you're going to go over and do the 90, and the 30 miles surely is not going to matter that much. Well, I'm telling you, that ball goes so fast that, and there's the wall behind, this is what happens. It comes, bang! Because it hits the wall before you even think to swing. That's how fast it goes. And that's why it's impressive that these baseball players, 90, sometimes 100, sometimes more than 100 miles an hour, that ball's coming. And sometimes they manage to hit that thing so well, it goes flying 300 plus feet out of the stadium for a home run. That's amazing, isn't it? But these guys sometimes get into what we call a hitter's slump. Anybody ever heard that before? He's in a slump. And we say that because, and this is a professional baseball player who knows what he's doing. We know he has the ability because he's done it before, but for some reason, for weeks, this guy just can't seem to get on base. It's not ability, it's a mindset. Or, in basketball, do you guys know in basketball what it means to say that he has the hot hand? Pass it to him, he has the hot hand. It's not because he always makes it, but right now, for some reason, he can't miss. Every shot he makes, he's swishing that net. We can just count on, we're going to win this game, just keep giving it to him, because he just keeps making it. And what is it? It's not ability, because he has the same ability, but for some reason he's playing better. What is it? It's a mindset. And our faith is like that also, where we have certain God-given abilities to do different things, and yet we can not believe that we do. We can struggle with believing that God can do this through me. Or we can have all the faith in the world, but just not, just still kind of, those people that go skating and they have all the confidence in the world, and you thought that they should fall over. And have you ever seen anybody like that? They're like, this is going to be easy. And they go waltzing out of there, and then whoop, they fall right on their face. And that's because they had all kinds of optimism for no reason. I once stepped out onto a bowling alley because face ball got stuck in the gutter, and I thought, it's not that far, I'll just reach out and grab it. Well, I don't know if you know this, but those floors are really super slick. I stepped out, and one step, and my feet went flying out from under me, and I landed right on my head. And I thought for sure this is going to be easy. I had all the confidence, but that didn't matter. I needed the ability, and I didn't have the ability. And our faith is like that, but we struggle with faith because there's a line. There's what we do matters, and who we are matters, and yet it doesn't matter at all. It's all about who Jesus is, and the relationship between the two is confusing for us. Sometimes we err on the side of doing nothing and just believing he took care of it because he did, but then we don't do anything. Or sometimes we err on the side of doing everything, and then we get frustrated because it doesn't work for some reason, because it's not our ability, it's Him. And there's just so many lines that are blurred. In fact, even what we've been talking about so far in the weeks that we've been thinking through prayer, even those things can become almost like a we can make this happen kind of thing. You know, the idea that if there's something wrong with our faith, we work it out with the Lord and we talk that out, we take our thoughts captive and we address our emotions and we allow our minds to be renewed and have a new heart created within us and we work that out before Him. And then there's the being honest with our faith to recognize that faith without works is dead. So if something's not happening in me, there's something that's not right with my faith, and we recognize those things. Or the elements that need to be present in my life, like I need to be in healthy relationships. There's some kind of nutrients to my faith in that, or that I need to watch what I'm consuming. You know, like we talked about last week, the movies and the things we read and listen to and the conversations we have. There's some of those things that are destructive to our faith, and there's other things that encourage our faith, and we need to watch that.